All right, heat number 1 is going to be Michael Whiting up front. And Nathan Brown beside him. Patrick Coluccio and Jim Johnson are on the second row. DJ Kenner, Butch Baker on the third row. Skylar Massey and Kevin Martin rounding out the 8-car field. There is the 97. That is Butch Baker. He was a new driver, started last week. Right behind him, he has got Kevin Martin. So he's about to have his hands full with the Kevin Martin car. Skylar Massey there starting in 7th. He'll be to the front before long. Michael Whiting going to lead him down. And, you know, we've seen it historically. Michael Whiting starts up front. He tends to check out from the field and be gone. We'll see if he can do it here again tonight. And as we said before, you got a favorite driver out there, hit the drop a comment in. Let us know who your favorite driver is. And don't forget to hit that share button. Their sponsors appreciate every view and everything that, all the attention that helps them get. And sponsorships are what help keep these guys racing and keep their league going. So huge shout out to everybody that's a part of this. Dakota Wilson is cheering for himself and saying he's pretty good looking, which kind of disturbs me, but yeah. All right, green flag is in the air. Nathan Brown and Michael Whiting lead him down into turn 1, but Michael Whiting got slowed down a little bit. Nathan Brown's got to run up on the high side, and here comes Coluccio. Coluccio right down there by the wall, as is Michael Whiting. Michael Whiting, as always, he starts up front. He starts to check out. And it is getting a bit dicey back here. DJ Kenner has managed to work his way up a position. And they're 3 wide right behind him. Skylar Massey almost gets into the side of the 97, manages to check up just a little bit. Coluccio has now secured second from Nathan Brown and trying to run down Michael Whiting. Nathan Brown changes up his line going through turns 3 and 4, though, trying to find some speed and find a way around. Meanwhile, DJ Kenner continues to try and work his way forward. Let's take a lap inside his cockpit. And there you can see he's got a little bit of mud on his visor, but he is hanging on to it. He is closing that gap up just a little bit. You can see the dirt flying. And he has changed up his line. That's what it looks like when you're in the car. And almost had an incident between Nathan Brown and Patrick Coluccio. Nathan just got his nose under there. Looked like he might have actually tapped Coluccio there just a little bit. DJ Kenner manages to slip by now. Kenner up to 3rd place. Two laps to go. DJ Kenner is coming, but Coluccio back on the high side, trying to get back up where he was. White flag is in the air for Michael Whiting. As always, he starts up front. He does check out. If it stays green, he is gone. Kenner and Coluccio battling side by side for 3rd. Who's it going to be at the line? Coluccio gets in the back of Kenner. It'll be Kenner at the line. So it'll be Michael Whiting, Nathan Brown, DJ Kenner, Jim Johnson, and Butch Baker in heat number 1. Heat number 2. Brian Burkhart, Ryan Nesbitt up front, Brian Mansfield, and Dakota Wilson, who said Dakota Wilson is really good looking, is in the 2nd row. Brian Lawson, Joel Naff, the new driver, are on the 3rd row. Graham Nucky and Justin Glover in the 4th row. Justin rocking a new paint here tonight. I do believe he's the only new paint in this series. Well, we've got Joel Naff in it, obviously new to the league, and he's got a paint job we're not used to seeing. And I think Dakota's paint job might be new this week as well. I'm sure he'll let us know. But they all have to get by these two. Brian Burkhart, Ryan Nesbitt on the front row. These two are going to be hard to pass. A comment was made during the pre-race festivities and joking around. Ryan Nesbitt's here, so they might as well hand the trophy for tonight to him. He is extremely fast here, but I think Brian Burkhart, Brian Mansfield both have something to say about that. Dakota Wilson, Justin Glover. Justin Glover got his first heat win here, so we'll see if he can get up there and do it again tonight. And he came from the back for that one. Jim, Justin, and Patrick are all running new schemes, so I missed Patrick's new scheme. Pace truck is in. Green flag is in the air. Brian Burkhart, Ryan Nesbitt leading him down into turn number 1. Brian Mansfield had a rough week last week. Oh, we've got one spinning in the back already. Dakota Wilson goes around. Green flag still out. He managed to recover it, I do believe. We'll take a look here in a few minutes if we can, but right now there's a battle going on for second between Mansfield and Nesbitt here. And Justin Glover has already picked up 3 spots. He started in 8th. He is up to 5th. The newcomer, Joel Naff, caution is out. Dakota Wilson again. And looks like he got stopped on the back. Oh, it looks like he was trying to get to pit road, and the pit road entry here is a bit tricky. Let's see what happened to Dakota here. Oh, it looks like newcomer Joel Naff just ran out of track, and they got together there. It is still Brian Burkhart in the lead, Ryan Nesbitt second, Brian Mansfield third, Joel Naff is fourth, Justin Glover now up to fifth, Brian Lawson has dropped to sixth, Graham Nucky is up to seventh. Dakota Wilson asking if those barriers can be moved. We'll talk to Tony Stewart, see what we can do. Definitely not the way he wanted this race to go. Lights are out on the pace truck. Pace truck coming in now. Burkhart and Nesbitt will lead them down. Green flag in the air, and here they go again. Brian Mansfield right there behind him in the 11 car. He's going to try and sneak by and pick up second place here from Ryan Nesbitt. Can't quite get there yet, but he's got to run down on the inside. Looked like he had to check up just a little bit and lost a little bit of ground there. As here comes the newcomer, Joel Naff, up to fourth, looking to the outside here. Looks like he is trying to carry as much momentum as possible coming up off the turn. We'll see if it works for him, as the track will slick off, especially in the feature. Right on that inside line. Up front, it is still Burkhart in the lead. Ryan Nesbitt in second, Mansfield to third. Joel Naff is fourth. Justin Glover is fifth. Brian Lawson sixth. Graham Nucky is seventh. And Dakota Wilson back out on track in eighth. 1 lap down. And Burkhart already starting to open up a bit of a lead here. Brian Mansfield still holding on to third place. Hasn't been able, he was right up underneath Ryan Nesbitt just a few laps ago. Hasn't been able to pick up a lot of momentum, but white flag is out, and it will be Brian Burkhart at the line, Ryan Nesbitt, Brian Mansfield, newcomer Joel Naff, and Justin Glover rounding out the top 5. Brian Lawson, Graham Nucky, and Dakota Wilson round out the field. All right. 5-minute warm-up here, so take a minute to run to the snack bar again if you need to and hit the share button and cheer on your favorite driver. Looks like the vast majority of the drivers are coming out for practice. All right, let's see if we can talk to Michael Whiting real quick. This might catch him by surprise, so. Well, it doesn't look like we are able to drag him into the booth right now. So we'll have to wait for post-race interviews to talk to him, but definitely want to see how Michael Whiting does. He is 4th fastest on track now, but as we mentioned earlier, if he starts up front, he gets out to the lead early, he is just going to check out. We saw it in his heat, and I'd imagine we're going to see it again once the feature starts. Don't forget to check out outlawsunited.com, and you can find a link to their website at htsai.net, and you can find our broadcast schedule and all information on all the leagues we broadcast, including all the charity stuff going on right now. And in case you haven't seen it on YouTube, we did post the ran with these guys yesterday morning with the new Higgins the XCal Superfan spotter pack. That is definitely 18 plus rated, and it's also hilarious. If you're interested in that, you can shoot an email over to president@xcalracing.com. And you can watch the video. We even made a video on how to install it because it doesn't have an executable, so you got to install it the old-fashioned way. And you can go to our YouTube page and find out how. And David Garman will be in the 358s this week. Okay, well, that'll be interesting to see Garmin, as a lot of these guys have gotten a lot faster, but Garmin is often in a league of his own, especially here at Eldora. I have raced him at Eldora. I've been lapped by him at Eldora. So we'll see who can keep up with him here tonight. My money on anybody is going to be Skylar Massey or, let's see, Michael Whiting is better in the 305s. We'll have to see. I think Skylar Massey, Brian Mansfield, Coluccio, all could give him a run for his money. So we'll see if somebody can get up there and give Garmin a run for his money here tonight. Oh, we've got one upside down spinning. Don't forget, if you've got a favorite driver out there, make sure you drop their name in, cheer them on a little bit so we can give them a shout out as well. I know a lot of these guys like to watch afterwards, and I know they appreciate the shout outs. 3 wide down the back straightaway. I promise you that will not be the that will not be the last time we see that. As I mentioned last time the 305s were here, they were 3, 4, and 5 wide in the middle of the race. And that 5 wide going through the corners, they actually pulled it off once, and once they didn't. So we'll see what happens here tonight. It is bound to be a wild one. Track will reset to a 0 state, and it is time to hop into the feature. All right. Up front's going to be Ryan Nesbitt and Nathan Brown, followed by Brian Burkhart and Michael Whiting. DJ Kenner and Brian Mansfield. Jim Johnson and newcomer Joel Naff, Butch Baker, and Justin Glover. That rounds out your top 10. 11th is Patrick Coluccio. 12th is Brian Lawson. 13th is Skylar Massey. Graham Nucky is 14th. Kevin Martin is 15th. Dakota Wilson is 16th. And despite this being a very big track, 16 cars on track at once in these 305s, that's going to get a bit sketchy. Probably be a little frustrating for some of these guys, but it'll be a heck of a show for us to watch up here. And I could be mistaken, but I don't. I think there might have been a glitch. Does not look like the track was fully reset to a 0 state. I believe it was set to 0 for the start of warm-up, and warm-up carried over. So that's we've already got a little bit of slick off down on the bottom. That is has shown to be and look like a little slick up top. So it'll be interesting to see what happens here. Yeah, definitely a little bit slick up top in 1 and 2. Lights are out on the pace truck. It is about time to go green flag racing. Pace truck is in. Green flag is in the air. Ryan Nesbitt is going to lead him down, but looks like we've got one already working his way up the middle. That is Brian Burkhart, was already looking for a gap. Mid-pack, we are 3 wide in the middle, or 3 wide all the way around. They're trying to get 4 wide there. Didn't quite get it, but it is getting a little bit dicey back here. And we've got some bumping. That is newcomer Joel Naff in the 10 car, sliding around just a little bit, and he gets a bit of a bump on the 39. Jim Johnson, new paint job for Jim tonight. Oh, we've got a couple of cars spun. I believe it was Justin Glover got collected in that. Let's see who else was involved. Looks like the 10 car, the 97, so several guys involved in that. I'm sure a few of them are going to come to pit road for repairs. Looks like Justin Glover has already been to pit road. And it looked like Nathan Brown might have had an issue up there getting slowed down to pace speed as they come off turn 4. Ryan Nesbitt still up front. Nathan Brown. Actually, the top 7 are still the same. Ryan Nesbitt, Nathan Brown, Brian Burkhart, Michael Whiting, DJ Kenner, Brian Mansfield, and Jim Johnson. Patrick Coluccio in 8th has moved up from his starting spot of 11th. Butch Baker is in 9th, started in 9th. Graham Nucky, the Australian, is up to 10th after starting 14th. Brian Lawson in 11th. Skylar Massey is 12th. Dakota Wilson is 13th. Kevin Martin is 14th, Joel Naff is 15th, and Glover is 16th, currently getting repairs on pit road. And it looks like the pace truck will be dropping off this time by, I do believe. It did get a little bit wild back there, Will. I won't argue that. Pace truck is in. Green flag is in the air, and Nesbitt's going to lead him down again. And the drivers did say before they got out on track tonight, Nesbitt would be the one to beat. He is definitely showing why here tonight. But DJ Kenner is there. Brian Mansfield is starting to make his way up as well. Brian Mansfield now up to 5th. Michael Whiting up there on the high side trying to hold him down, and it looked like there was a little bumping going on here. The 37 Nathan Brown. Caution is out. Caution is out again. It looks like it's going to be Graham Nucky. Oh, it looks like, I believe that was Coluccio, just drifted up the track, caught the side of Graham Nucky. Graham had a rough week in the 305s last week, so that's got to be a heartbreaker. Excuse me, I had to sneeze there real quick. Graham did have a rough week last week, and he is definitely not having the start to the feature he wanted to here tonight. Quick update, Justin Glover is back out on track after being involved in that first incident. Looks like he is being scored 3 laps down. He should get at least one of those laps back. I believe that was him flying by on the outside. And the way Glover was coming through the field, both in his heat and here in the feature, I would expect if he gets back to the lead lap, he'll be coming. He definitely had a top 10 speed here tonight. Lining back up side by side. Ryan Nesbitt, Brian Burkhart going to lead him down once again. Track really getting slicked off now. Pace truck is in. Green flag is in the air, and here they go one more time. 18 laps to go. Watching the big part of the pack come through here. Everybody stays too wide so far this time. And I spoke too soon because Skylar Massey just sent it high on the outside, and he is making his way to the front. Skylar is one that stays out and practices a lot once the track slicks off. He comes to the front once it's slicked off. He is started in 13th. He's now up to 9th. If I was Brian Burkhart, who just took the lead, actually he's still battling for the lead. Nesbitt's not ready to give it up yet. It was close coming off turn 2 there. If I was these two guys up front battling side by side, I would be a little bit worried, as Skylar Massey's now up to 7th. It looks like Burkhart has cleared Nesbitt for the moment. Here comes the 37 and Nathan Brown down to the inside. Slide job on Nesbitt. Nesbitt back across, and he slide jobs with a crossover by Nathan. Here he comes again. Nathan Brown back to the high side. Ryan Nesbitt back to the low side. Ryan Nesbitt comes up, and Nathan Brown crosses over again. And looks like this battle might, no, they changed it up this time, so no back and forth that time by. Skylar Massey still charging to the front. He is now up into 6th place. Meanwhile, with all that battling going on, Burkhart had gotten a little bit of a lead, but Nathan Brown is right to his back bumper now. $11 laps to go. Burkhart still running that high line. Nathan getting down there, getting through the slick. Now Nathan's going to try a run on the high side. He's going to try the same move he tried before a slide job right in front of Burkhart. Nathan Brown takes the lead. Ryan Nesbitt, now in third, has lost a little bit of ground to him. Michael Whiting in fourth is having to hold off a hard-charging Brian Mansfield, and they both better not look in their mirror because here comes Skylar Massey. DJ Kenner back to seventh. Butch Baker now up to eighth. Jim Johnson is ninth, and newcomer Joel Naff is in 10th. Justin Glover, Graham Nucky both back out on tracks, at least 2 laps down each. Nathan Brown, though, he is starting to open up a bit of a lead with 7 laps to go. Brian Burkhart still trying to hold Ryan Nesbitt off as Nesbitt starts to close down, but Michael Whiting was starting to close the gap on the leaders, and Brian Mansfield keeps getting the run up on the high side. I do believe Mansfield, yes, Brian Mansfield now moves up to 4th. And you see Skylar Massey back there lurking just behind these guys. He's bringing half the field with him. Back up front, Nathan Brown still continues to be the dominating force so far. 4 laps to go. Burkhart and Nesbitt now battling for second place. Three laps to go for the leaders, and Burkhart trying to open his lead back up just a little bit over Nesbitt. Nesbitt's not letting it happen. Nesbitt dives down to the inside coming off turn 4. Not enough of a run. 2 laps to go. As long as this thing stays green, and we had a car in the wall. That was Graham Nucky again. Nathan Brown takes the white flag. Brian Burkhart currently in second, trying to hold off Ryan Nesbitt, though. Little close coming off of turn 2. They get side by side going into 3 and 4. Burkhart has the advantage on the outside. He takes second. Nesbitt comes home third. Brian Mansfield managed to get up to 4th. Michael Whiting is 5th. Skylar Massey charged to the front and managed to get all the way to 7th. And now we will focus on there. He is Nathan Brown's celebration has already commenced. And I am sure we will hear from Nathan, Brian, and Ryan before long. But in the meantime, we'll watch these guys help this young man celebrate. Oh, we've got Skylar Massey did more flips than Nathan Brown did on that one. Looks like Burkhart might still be out there trying to get some wrecking in. I think Michael Whiting is still out there. Yes, he is. And, oh, Michael Whiting just barely missed Brian Burkhart. Looked like he might have actually clipped him there. And don't forget, immediately after this, here shortly after this, we will be going to the 358s here at Eldora. And we have the figure 8s yet to go tonight. The Enduro. Let's see if we can talk to our winner. Hey, Nathan, this is Doug. You got me? Hey, Nathan Brown, this is Doug. You got me?
Yeah.
Oh, there you are. Congratulations, man. That was a heck of a race.
Yeah, being on the top side there at the beginning was a little hassle with everybody going low and everything. But yeah, it was a tough race. I didn't think I had enough room, but I thought I did, so I went low there and passed him.
Well, you and Nesbitt had quite a back and forth there. Several laps, you guys were just swapping places pretty much every turn. Was that as wild in the car as it looked from up here?
Oh my, it was so fun. That was one of the best parts of the racing. Yeah, that was a real fun time.
Well, congratulations on the win here tonight. That was a heck of a battle, good runaway. And speaking of Ryan Nesbitt, he has joined us now. Congratulations on third, Ryan.
Thanks, Doug.
And I was just talking to Nathan about that battle you guys had, constantly swapping spots for several laps there. It was every turn you guys decided to swap positions.
Oh man, it was a lot of fun. I don't know. That's the thing. I kept seeing him cross over, and I was like, I'm gonna keep going for it, and we kept going back and forth. It was a lot of fun.
Well, there was about 3-4 laps there where you guys literally changed every single corner. Couldn't take our eyes off of it. That was a heck of a battle, man.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Well, congratulations to both of you guys, and it looks like Brian Burkhart, you has joined us. Congratulations on second, Brian.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. That was a good battle with Nathan and Ryan there at the end. And we were driving pretty hard. My arms are tired.
I can imagine you actually got away from that as Ryan and Nathan were battling back there, and you managed to get away. But once they just sorted their mess out, Nathan managed to run you down and get around you.
Yeah, I didn't adjust my line quick enough and start to dive back across the bottom there when it started to slick off. So he definitely did a good job and caught me napping there.
Well, regardless of being caught napping, you got a second place finish. That's not a bad night.
I'll go with this group, man. We said before the race, you better be ready to go when you're rolling on this with this league now because it's fast.
That it was. We saw several guys coming to the front. Skylar Massey came actually charging through the field, and I was wondering if we'd see him up there with you guys, but he got stalled trying to get around Mansfield and Whiting. So you guys did a heck of a job up there. Managed to open up a bit of a lead for the top three, and congratulations to all of you.
Appreciate it, man. We'll see you at the modified race and then at the Enduro a little later.
Yes, sir. All right, that was your top three. Winner, Nathan Brown. Second place, Brian Burkhart. And third place, Ryan Nesbitt. Now, as you heard, we have 358 mods coming up next here shortly. So stick around. Don't go anywhere. Hit the share button. Hit the snack bar. Anything else you need to do, get it done. And don't go anywhere. And you're definitely not going to want to miss the Enduro race as they are running the VW Beetle rally car on the figure 8, and that's just going to get a bit crazy. Stick around, don't go anywhere.